Kickstarter preview. I'm Kim, and I'm excited to share Nanga Parbat from Dr. Finn's Games with you today. In this two-player game, you take on the role of a member of the Sherpa community. Known for your outstanding mountaineering skills, you're out to trap animals, build base camps, and climb your way to victory. This is one of those great two-player games that has fun strategy, partnered with easy-to-understand rules and quick play times. All of you players out there looking for games to play after the kiddos go to bed, this one is for you. To set up the game, you randomly fill the spaces in each of the 6 regions on the mountain. The players who's most recently gone hiking goes first, and the second player gets to choose what region the guide will start in. The guide is always placed here on the flag of an active region. On your turn, you can take up to 4 different actions. Trap an animal, place a hiker, move the guide, build camps, or trade animals. Also, at any time on a player's turn, they may take a special action by activating one of the animals on their player board. So first, trapping an animal. You do this by simply taking an animal from the region and placing them in the appropriate section of your player board. Each animal has its own section, easy to see. You'll be using animals to trade in for points and also taking those special actions. Snow leopards allow you to switch the places of any 2 adjacent hikers. Tar allow you to switch the places of a hiker and an adjacent animal. So either of these actions could be just what you need to match up more of your hikers in a region and help you score more points. Musk deer let you switch the place of any 2 animals anywhere on the board. Y'all allow you to move the guide to a completely different region. Now these next 2 don't give you special actions, but they do come in handy for points. Barrel act as wild when you trade in animals. They are super helpful. The more the merrier. Red pandas provide you with an extra point if you have equal or fewer points than your opponent when you trap it. You gain points for trading numbers of the same animal indicated here on this track. So for example, if I traded in 4 yaks, I'd gain 7 points. But if I use these 2 barrels as wilds, this would count as trading in 6 of the same animal and would be worth 9 points. You'll also gain points for trading in numbers of different animals. So you can use barrels as wilds here as well. This is where the strategy comes into play. You have to decide when is the most opportune time to trade in your animals so that they can score you the most points before your opponent does. So as you can see by the track, once someone turns in 4, 5, or 6 of any animal, that space can't be scored again. Next on our turn, we place a hiker. You'll put the hiker on the space you just trapped the animal from. So you're trying to connect hikers to help form camps. If I add a hiker here, I've now connected all of these and could trade it in as a 4-person camp. Now remember, even though these hikers are traded in, they're still removed from the game. You don't regain these hikers when you trade them in for camps. Our next action is to move the guide. That is also determined by the space where you trap an animal and place your hiker. This number here on the board indicates what region the guide moves to next for the next player's turn. Lastly, we can build camps or trade in animals. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to go ahead and trade in these 4 hikers for camps, and that scores me 5 points. This scoring space is now taken, and no one else can use it for the rest of the game. I also mentioned those special actions. So you can do those at any point on your turn just by moving an animal here from the top of the board to the bottom. Once its animal is used for a special action, that animal cannot be used to trigger that special action again. So the good news is you can trade these animals in, and that special action can be used as many times as you have available animals on your board. This is another clever feature in the game. If you could use these anytime you wanted, it would be overpowered. And again, you have to try to pick the right time for when you want to use it. We really, really loved this mechanic. Play continues until all of the hikers have been placed on the board, and then you count up all the points to see who is the winner. We really, really think this game has a lot of appeal for players. The setup is random each time, so you never know where the animals are going to be placed. You can try a lot of different strategies to see which one works best for you, but often you have to try to guess what your opponent is working towards. It's a race to choose those scoring tracks, and you could quickly be shut out of some major points if you don't pay attention to what your opponent is up to. It can totally be some mind games in this one. We love the quick playtime. It averages around 30 minutes, so it's a great option on a weeknight, even a lunch break. This is one of my favorite Dr. Finn games, and we hope you like it too. This game is soon available on Kickstarter, so we'll leave the details in the description below so you can check it out. That does it for this time. If you like the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. It helps us out tremendously. And until next time, rise up and roll some dice.